and roll. The Texans win it.
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't think.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining, whether that is on the radio at 94.1 FM or if you are on our webpage at sasportstar.com listening via the AAA Best Bail Bonds audio player. Or, like some of y'all, you joined via our YouTube stream. You can always join there. Comment along with the show as it happens at SA Sports Star on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe. You can comment along in the bullpen like Fred Records, Goldfinger123. Appreciate it. By Goldfinger actually says he has some leftover carne asada for his lunch today, and that sounds absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, my brother. I am hungry. I can't wait to get through this show so that I can eat because starving right now. Haven't had anything really all day. I munched on like some sour worms from Trolley, but that's about it. I get really busy during the day sometimes and forget to eat. It's just part of it. When Minnick says if he doesn't feed me, I may not eat, he's not wrong. I get busy. I forget. Things happen. There's shows to prepare for, get ready for. One of the big things today, I actually he's been making his rounds all over SA Sports Star. We rolled him out and debuted him this morning, the brand new morning huddle with Rob Thompson and AJ Hoffman. AJ Hoffman, I'm going to get my chance to kind of talk to him for the first time this afternoon, as he'll join me here in about 10 minutes, about 6:15. We'll talk with AJ Hoffman, new co-host of the Morning Huddle, weekdays 6 to 10 right here on San Antonio Sports Star. And really funny guy. Didn't get a chance to join them at the Roo Pub this weekend. I know, shocker. It's really, really shocking that I did not make my way out to the Roo, but had a lot of things going on at home, stuff to take care of with my mom. So had to miss this weekend, unfortunately, but lots of opportunities. There will be multiple events to be able to get out and hang out with him. As a matter of fact, I saw he was out at a Pluckers the other day. I probably should have done that for dinner last night. Would have had some leftovers that I could have had today. By the way, spicy ranch, if you're going Pluckers, that dry rub they have on those wings, my absolute favorite out at Pluckers. Pluckers is bomb wings. Big fan. But there's a lot going on all over sports. Coming up shortly, we expect the announcement that we've all been waiting on. Victor Wembanyama likely going Rookie of the Year. He will be presented with the award a little bit later this afternoon. And then tomorrow, we'll find out who wins the Defensive Player of the Year, which the more interesting of the two. And I know Joe was saying there are a bunch of people that are going to be upset. Not upset. Look, if Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player of the Year, I understand it. I am upset with the principle of he can't win because he's a rookie, and therefore some people are leaving them off their ballot completely, which skews the voting and absolutely takes away his opportunity to win. That is a secondary fight that I will continue to fight no matter who the rookie is that may be in consideration for a postseason award that isn't considered Rookie of the Year. And I will continue to make that argument no matter who it's for. I don't care if the Dallas Cowboys draft a quarterback. That quarterback leads the league in passing. I'm going to say that quarterback should garner MVP consideration and possibly win it, depending on what the Cowboys are expected to be that year. But that is another plight that I'm going to fight on my own at a different time, but we're awaiting the announcement currently, which we expect to come down any moment. Frank Mateo says it was just announced over in the bullpen, which Sam Sharania, as of 5 minutes ago, does say that he has won the Rookie of the Year. So, as I update Twitter, Victor Wembanyama, your Rookie of the Year, as he was the first player in league history to reach 1,500 points, 700 rebounds, 250 assists, 250 blocks, and 100 three-pointers made in a season. So, congratulations to one Victor Wembanyama, as he is your NBA Rookie of the Year. A foregone conclusion we kind of all saw coming. Alicia Wayne saying spicy ranch dry rub on the waffle fries are the best. You know, I have just recently sidetracked a little bit because of that comment, but Alicia, you are so right, because I did not know until probably one of my last couple of trips to Wingstop that you could get those rubs on the actual fries. And getting that rub on the fries is absolutely bomb and a baller move. You are one right. You are 1000% correct. Getting that spicy ranch dry rub on the waffle fries is the absolute best. Second best would be lemon pepper, something I'll have to try. I'll take your word on it for now. I will try it the next time I'm there. But PSA for anybody that goes to Pluckers, you can get that rub, those dry rubs on sprinkled on the fries. I did not know that until recently. I just found out. I wish somebody would have told me beforehand. So to anybody that may not know, that is a baller move next time you're at Pluckers. But in case you're just joining us, Victor Wembanyama, your Rookie of the Year. Now we wait to find out tomorrow if he wins the Defensive Player of the Year. And I heard this morning on the Morning Huddle with Rob Thompson and AJ Hoffman. Reminder, AJ Hoffman will be joining me coming up here in about 6-7 minutes after we go to break. They had a debate this morning, and I want to ask him about it. Of, you're starting from scratch right this second. Who are you taking to start your team moving forward? And John Morant's name was brought up, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the normal names that you would expect, including with Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards, because of what Anthony Edwards has kind of done this year in his third, fourth season in the league. People forget he was a 23-win player his rookie year. Victor Wembanyama does not have a good team around him currently. So that team needs to be built the way it was in Minnesota, to where you already have a Karl Anthony Towns. Then you add a Nazir Reed through the draft. You end up adding via a trade a Rudy Gobert, and you put around the young nucleus that they have. The Spurs should do something very similar, and they doesn't mean they should feel rushed to do such a thing. Anthony Edwards, year 4, finally going into the second round of the playoff, finally winning a playoff series. The team needs to be built correctly around him. And remember, just because you make a move doesn't mean it's awful right off the rip, because the Rudy Gobert thing did not work in its first year. When the Mavericks initially traded for Kyrie Irving, that looked like Luka and Kyrie would never work together. Get some chemistry a year into it, and all of a sudden both these teams into the second round of the playoffs and look like championship type contending teams. Luka Doncic, another one of those names that was brought up because he is only 25 years old, of possibly somebody you want to build your team around. longevity, not worrying about his game deteriorating. I would, just because I don't. A lot of people said the same thing about James Harden. His game is an old man's game. It's not predicated on athleticism. But James Harden in the last few years has taken steps back. And when you don't take care of your body, it does tend to wear out quicker. Wemby puts as much into his body as LeBron does, and we've seen what that's done for LeBron. I know there's a concern with big men, but Kevin Durant's aged pretty well. As a matter of fact, he looked really good this past season too. It's just the rest of the team around him never got cohesive, and they didn't understand to let Kevin Durant take over games at times. My personal opinion on that, we'll discuss more with AJ Hoffman next. Plus, after we're done with AJ Hoffman, any of y'all big Pink Floyd fans? Well, I've got tickets to go see Bricks in the Wall, Sights and Sounds of Pink Floyd. I'm sorry. That was given away on the Blitz. I apologize. What I meant to say is I have a pair of Fandango codes to go see the new 20th Century Fox film, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the latest installment of the Planet of the Apes franchise. It premieres this week, May the 10th. Coming up after my interview with AJ Hoffman, I will be giving those away, so be sure to stay tuned. But new co-host of the Morning Huddle, AJ Hoffman, will be joining me next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, round 2 of the playoffs begin. Pacers, Knicks, T-Wolves, Nuggets will catch you up.
And as teams fall out of the playoffs, players want to get away from those losers. Where can they go? How do they fit? Maybe with the Spurs? We'll talk about it tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Motherhood to me is
so resilient, so strong, and so underrated.
They are 24/7 on call.
I wouldn't be where I am today without her support and guidance.
She just pulled her boots on every day and went to work.
She taught me the importance of being self-reliant and kind, but not a doormat.
Mom is the pillar of our ranch.
She's the backbone of our family.
I'm very fortunate that I grew up with a great mom, and I'm even more fortunate that I've got a great mom for my children.
Boot Barn, keep west.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. so you can give your janky phone to your kid.
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
For the last 4 decades, San Antonio sports has dared this community to dream big through the transformational power of sport. For 40 years, we've inspired youth to get in the game, motivated San Antonians to live healthy, been a force behind places to play, and hosted events that impact. As we celebrate 40 years of dreaming big, we invite you to dream big along with us. To support our mission, donate today at sanantoniosports.org.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
This is Andy Monaco and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. You've heard him a lot on our station over the last few days as he's joined the Blitz last week out at Retama Park, and we officially unveiled him this morning on the Morning Huddle. If you haven't been paying attention, please listen mornings from 6 to 10 to the Morning Huddle as new co-host AJ Hoffman, AJ and Rob take you 6 to 10 in the morning right here on San Antonio Sports Star. And I'd like to welcome AJ Hoffman into Extra Innings with Pleasure. AJ, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Just got home. I got to work at I guess like 4:20 this morning, and I just got home now. I'm a working man. I'm just like the people out there. I'm a working man.
I mean, you're putting in pleasure hours. You know, you're talking 12, 13, 14-hour days to where yours just starts way earlier than most people's, which
yeah,
I hear you're sleeping in
all day too.
I hear this is sleeping in for you.
It kind of is, but more of like I used to just stay up really, really late. Now it's waking up really, really early, which is that's throwing me off a little bit. But it's I did morning radio back in 2007 was the last time I had a regular morning show. So it'll take some getting used to, but I'm kind of excited in that I think once the dust settles and I'm not, going on the afternoon show and doing that every day,
yeah. I
think people like, I think like you start to realize that, okay, you can actually have a life now. Things after work, whereas when you do an afternoon show, like the day's almost over, friend. Mm-hmm. You're going to go home, you're going to watch some game or something, and then you're probably going to go to sleep. So I'll actually, like, if I want to go play golf at noon, I'll be able to do that. So there's some upside to it. It's just going to be, and I'm probably going to be a nap guy. I think I'm going to try to take like an hour nap every day. That way I can stay up till like 10 or 10:30ish. Because anything before that just feels like I'm going to bed like I'm an 80-year-old man. So not that taking a nap would somehow not make me an 80-year-old man, but that's the game plan at least for now.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was producing that morning show, I really enjoyed kind of having the afternoon, maybe go lay out by the pool and have a couple of beers, take a nap in the middle of the day, and watch a game at night, take another sleep before coming to work. And I was the wake up early and work out before work guy. So naps became very, very crucial to survival, I would say, because if you don't get that nap, it it all starts to wear on you because the days pile up at that point.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get a nap today because now if I nap, there's no way I'll go to sleep tonight. And there's, we got games to watch tonight. So I'm just going to power through. And like I said, this is going to be a tough week, but I'm a man of the people. I'm a working man, and I'll work my way through it. Like I said,
the timing of the nap is important because, like you said, if you nap too late, you've screwed yourself for the night.
It's over. It's like drinking coffee at 9 o'clock at night. You can't do it. I mean, it's setting yourself up for failure. So you got to time things out.
So this is AJ Hoffman. He is the new co-host of the Morning Huddle, and I love the show this morning. There's a lot of, especially between new co-hosts like you and Rob, getting to know each other, period. And Jason said with y'all earlier this afternoon on the Blitz that he likes to give shows about a week to kind of get their footing. But I like to get to know you, period, because while your co-host is getting to know you, we, the listeners, are also kind of getting to know you. Now, luckily, I listen to a lot of Houston radio, so I was aware of who you were kind of coming into the building and was a fan. So what do we expect from this new morning show with you and Rob? Because if this morning was any bit of an indication of what we're trending towards, it's a lot of fun.
That's fun is the word that I would go for, man. I am a believer in, if I try to think of our show as a couple guys hanging out at the bar, and I like the listener to feel like he can picture himself hanging at the bar with us and having a couple drinks and just shooting the breeze. And I don't know about you, but like if I hang out with buddies at a bar for 4 hours and all they talk about is sports, those are weird guys. I don't want to hang out with them. So I want us to be a well-rounded show. I want us to talk about different things and different things that interest us. And there's going to be things that interest me that don't interest Rob, and vice versa. And I like to pick out little things in everyday life that I find interesting or fascinating or funny, and just kind of dig into them and see where they go. And like the idea that Rob owns chickens, I was fascinated by that. I mean,
has he told you about his losing of chickens problem?
Yeah. And then he was up all night, or he was up all day yesterday. He went to bed early last night because he built a new chicken coop for his chickens, and his back was bothering him. But that kind of stuff is just like, I think there's a lot of conversation there. Like, why do you have chickens? I'm one of these guys who, if there's something that I don't want to do, I'm usually willing to pay for someone else to do it. If I had chickens and I had to build a chicken coop, I would just pay someone to build a chicken. I'm not going to spend my Sunday building a chicken coop. It's just not going to happen.
That's fair.
So it's just finding little things like that kind of tell me something about Rob that is intriguing or fascinating to me. I'm going to hit on those things. The other day, the guys were talking about bees, and I hate bees. I know you're not allowed to say that because everyone loves the bees. I'm
anti-bee too. Don't worry.
And I love honey, and I love I love that bees help the environment and stuff. But I don't like bees because some of them might sting me, and I don't like any animal that stings or bites. So I generally don't trust any animal outside of dogs. But any bees or spiders or flying things that have stingers, I'm against. Snakes, I'm against. And I know there's people will say, well, there's good snakes and bad snakes and good spiders and bad spiders. I'm against all of them. I'm very prejudiced when it comes to things like that. I'm just out on all of them because someone who looks like you could hurt me. I just don't trust your kind. So I know that's it's not right in today's day and age. I should treat everyone equally and let them show their true colors, but I just don't trust it. So I'm out on any kind of creepy crawly things that have a way of hurting me, and that includes bees. But those guys were like, yeah, the bees are great for you, and I'm against them.
I get it.
So
Like,
just
at
random
least with
conversations like
bees,
that I want to have.
a bee's not gonna kill you. Like, if I'm wary of a
They killed
snake,
Macaulay Culkin in
well,
that movie. They killed
my
Macaulay
girl,
Culkin. He
right,
died.
right. But I know I'm not allergic to bees. Like, I don't have a predisposition to being allergic to bees, so I don't have to worry about them specifically killing me. I don't have time to figure out what kind of snake it is. That thing could kill me.
No. Yeah, no. Like, well, if you read a book, you'll see what kind of striping. I'm not going to read a book about it. I'm going to try and either get away from them or cut their head off if that's an option. So that's my philosophy on snakes.
That's a good philosophy. I also love
Yeah.
the way things can go, because I saw that you were at Pluckers the other day watching the Vegas game. And I don't know if you know this, but I didn't know this until one of my last 2 or 3 times going to Pluckers, and somebody mentioned it in the YouTube comments when I was talking about you being at Pluckers earlier in the show. But these are great things to know, because I didn't know, and you never know when people may or may not know. Did you know you
If
could
it's about Pluckers, I probably know.
Okay,
Well,
those
I mean, I'm
rubs you can get them on the fries. I never knew that.
you can get them on anything. Oh yeah, and you can get anything tossed in sauce. But I don't really like the dry rubs that much.
See, I'm a spicy ranch guy.
I don't like things ranch. My wife does, because she's a basic white girl.
Fair.
And that's like anything ranch is basic white girl food. But I'm not a ranch guy. Like, I don't like to dip food in ranch. I don't like ranch on a salad. I think ranch is like maybe the most overrated condiment / salad dressing out there, because I just don't see the appeal of it. Spicy ranch is probably like, I could maybe get down with a spicy ranch dry rub,
which is what it is.
It's not something that I've done though, but just because once it says ranch, it doesn't appeal to me. Cool Ranch Doritos are the only exception to that rule with ranch with me. I do like a good Cool Ranch Dorito, but I generally just steer away. Like, ranch is one of those words when it comes to food that I'm like,
wow,
not for me. And I just would tend to stay away from it. I like the Vampire Killer sauce
without
which
ranch.
is like a,
so are you a blue cheese guy then?
I can if I'm going to have a dip, I'll use the blue cheese, but generally I just go with no dip.
So you're going
like
Vampire Killer without anything to take or lessen the heat that comes on that.
Yes. And I like extra wet wings. I like them sloppy.
Wow.
So I'll order extra sauce. The Vampire Killer's like the spicy garlic, and you can also get if you get the Holy Mac, like the mac and cheese,
those are so
fried
good.
mac and cheese, you can get that slathered in your favorite sauce too. So I'll slather that, and I'll have spicy garlic mac and cheese, which sounds kind of gross, I guess, but I love it, man. I'm a big fan.
Now, because it comes with the raspberry kind of whatever sauce that it comes with, the Holy Mac and Cheese, have you used that before?
I've not. I don't use that. That's like the stuff that would come. It's like the kind of stuff that would come with like a Monte Cristo sandwich, right?
Yeah. It's really
I'm not
good.
into that.
It shouldn't go together. Does. Don't know why.
I generally just take whatever dipping sauce I like. I get it dipped in that, and then I'll dip more, because, like I said, I'm a heavy sauce guy.
I'm learning more about you by the second.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, y'all do talk a little bit of sports in the morning, of course, and
yeah, there's some sports.
Victor Wembanyama was named the the Rookie of the Year today, unanimously, only the 6th time in history and the first since Karl Anthony Towns to win the award unanimously. And I heard y'all discussing this morning kind of who y'all would like to build a team around if you could pick literally anybody from any team. And I noticed you had some pushback against Wemby.
It's not really pushback against Wemby. I just think what Rob said when he said 100%, there's no question it's Wemby, I think is short-sighted, because we're seeing Anthony Edwards come into his own and become he's becoming a superstar in these playoffs. If they beat the Nuggets, he's going to be like a full-blown superstar going into next season. You look at a guy like SGA, who's going to finish top 5 in the MVP voting this year, and he's under 25 years old. Luka's going to be top 5, probably number 2 in the MVP voting this year, and he's 25 years old. There's other guys out there that are like, and this is kind of the long and short of it, I feel like have less long-term health concerns. I worry about giants. I think anytime you're dealing with giants, guys who are bigger than normal humans are supposed to be, and they do things with their body that people their size aren't supposed to do with their bodies, that I worry about those things breaking down. And as someone who covered Yao when he was with the Rockets, it's like you see where they start to break down. And every single season, it was like, man, the Rockets can be really good if Yao stays healthy. I mean, that was the theme of every Rocket season with Yao, if Yao stays healthy. And something tells me that we're going to have a lot of conversation about if Wemby stays healthy. And it's not like it's just him. I think like Chet Holmgren's in the same conversation. Like that guy, the way he's built, he just looks like, yeah, he's going to get hurt. So guys like Anthony Edwards, I feel like are built for it. Whereas I have concerns about Wemby. I mean, I think I have the same concerns about Luka. Luka's been hurt already. I think for me, it's when I look at Anthony Edwards and I look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't know a better word to describe it than they've just got that dog in them where you feel like they would rather kill you than lose to you. And I know for a fact Luka doesn't have that. Like he just seems like he's there to play the game. I don't, I'm not saying I don't sense it with Wemby, but I just haven't seen it yet. And it could be there. I'm just saying if I had to pick today, I'd go the safe route and I'd take one of those other two guys. And they brought up the fact that, Anthony Edwards only won 20 something games his first year too. So it's not like, but had you said, if we could do a time machine and say, okay, would you take Anthony Edwards' future the day after he finished his rookie year or Wemby's today, I would take Wemby's. But what I've seen Anthony Edwards evolve into, I'm confident in what he can become. And this is also, to me, the way basketball works now in the modern era. I generally feel safer taking a guard than a non-guard or a wing. And not that I guess Wemby is kind of a wing,
a little bit,
but he's a big. And I was on team, and I was way in the minority on this one, but I was on team Ja Morant over Zion Williamson. And I don't know if I'm right or not on that one. I think it's way too early to tell, but we're seeing what's happening with Zion.
Yeah.
Is there's injury concerns. I was team Kevin Durant over Greg Oden because and
I was
that
with
one,
you
I was
on both of
definitely
those
right
fronts,
about.
by the way.
But so it's just I worry about the Giant thing because Giants get hurt, and I worry that Wemby's going to be one of those. I hope he's not because I think his game is so fascinating. I think he's a unicorn. I want to. He's like, to me, he's the Ohtani of the NBA. I want to see guys like that have success. So I hope that I'm wrong, but my career as a GM on it, I'm probably going with Anthony Edwards or SGA first.
Because I see Wemby in a Kevin Durant-like mold, very big, very slender. But one thing I do know about Wemby is he puts LeBron-type money into kind of how he takes care of his body and what he does to keep it ready, and then does like Tom Brady plyometric stuff. And I think the amount of care that he puts into his body trumps like what Yao or Greg Oden or even Zion Williamson, because we were worried about Zion eating himself out of the league when he was at Duke. Like that's not a new concern.
Remember Yao was like built in a lab in China, and they grew him specifically to play basketball. So to say that like, he's got this training, like I get it, he's putting a lot into it, but the Chinese government dictated how big and good at basketball Yao was going to be. And some things are just beyond the control of the human body. And I get it, and I love to hear that. Like, he puts so much. First of all, he doesn't have LeBron money, so he can't put LeBron money into his workout routine the way LeBron can. But I think that he does. He cares, and that's half the battle for sure. Like with Zion, I don't know that he cares. Part of what I like when I was talking about Luka this morning, Luka feels like he's figured out that like being a fat guy is not the best way to go through life. Like, I mean, I think it's the best season Luka's had, and I don't think it's a coincidence that this was the year that he didn't have to play himself into shape. You know, he showed up looking pretty good, and it's like, okay, this is what I can be if I take this seriously. And it took him longer than I'd like to figure that out, but it seems like he did. Whereas there's some guys who like go the opposite route. I think James Harden was this way. I think as James Harden like got really good and got comfortable, he decided I can just be fat and still show up and it'll be all right. So I don't worry about Wemby in that way. I just worry that his body will fail him, unfortunately. And all it takes is like, you can put a lot into your body and a lot into like saying, this is what I do to not get hurt. Things like feet, like you don't have much control over, you know, like it's not like you can do exercises that strengthen your foot bones. Like it's at some point it's just, you put this kind of pressure on them and stuff happens. That's my big worry for Victor.
He is AJ Hoffman. Be sure to catch him and Rob Thompson every morning from 6 to 10 right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The Morning Huddle, the best way to start your day. AJ, I appreciate you taking some time today.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me on.
That is AJ Hoffman of the Morning Huddle. Catch him every weekday with Rob Thompson from 6 to 10 right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I promise you, when we're done with AJ, we're giving away some Fandango codes to go see 20th Century Studios' new film, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It premieres here in just a few days this week, May the 10th. If you right now are caller number 7, you've got a couple of free tickets to go see that new movie, the latest installment of the Planet of the Apes franchise. It comes out on May the 10th. Caller number 7, 656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. If you want a couple of Fandango codes to go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Coming up next, the Dallas Cowboys. They've found themselves in quite the predicament this offseason, but is there a way out of it for them? We'll discuss next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Would you prefer this or Taylor Swift whiting about her ex-boyfriend? I prefer this.
Taylor Swift's the songbird of our generation, Rob. I don't know. If you're going to badmouth Taylor Swift, we're going to have some real trouble.
Taylor take Lamar down. Taylor would slap, because Taylor's like 6'5", right?
I don't know if she's that tall, but she's taller than Kendrick Lamar.
I'll take her over Lamar 3 rounds.
And all natural ass. You know, I can tell she ain't got one. So if she had one of those lifts, I'd know about it. Taylor's all natural.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Feel that heat? That's how it should feel when you're outdoors watching your favorite team coming up to bat, not in your home. Call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631. That's 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy-efficient windows.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home. Sports and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is the absolute worst time of year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the outdoor stuff that you love to do, like golfing, hiking, biking, jogging, playing on the beach. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. Listen, don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints, like your knees, hips, back, shoulders. QC's regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, who is an orthopedic surgeon who became the future pioneer in regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way. So call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work. Work. From ordering to reporting, we even keep your receipts all in one place, which means all you need to do is sit back and enjoy.
You're not having any lasagna?
All I can taste is hours of expense reports.
Relax, you used EasyCater. Enjoy the food, Ray.
Oh, no, thanks.
Enjoy it?
Amazing.
Yes, Ray. It is amazing. 100,000 restaurants and everything you need to make food for work, work. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys, and are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I don't know. Are they ready for the season, AJ? You'll have to tune in tomorrow, 6 to 10. AJ Hoffman, who just joined me right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure. Appreciate him setting some time aside as they get ready for their games tonight. But one of the big things that has happened in the last 25, 30 minutes is Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. And we started to see these things matriculate around last night. I know somebody, the winner of the Planet of the Apes Fandango codes. He got one of those shirts before they pulled them off the shelves out at Dick's. The Wemby Rookie of the Year Nike shirts, which baffles me to an extent because this isn't an official Nike shirt. I've never seen Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, MVP. I've never seen an actual league shirt the way you would like for a championship or, you know, Southwest Division titles. I remember those back in the day. Those division titles, championship shirts, Western Conference Finals shirts, like these are shirts that I have seen before. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember Player of the Year award shirts. I don't think that's ever been a thing, but it makes sense. Nike dropped and confirmed the new Wemby logo for Nike of the alien face, which they've got a lot of money tied up and promotion in Victor Wembanyama. So it makes sense that they will want to promote because he was on such a bad team this year. Everything they could about Victor Wembanyama. He's not in the playoffs. He wasn't in the play-in. The team wasn't relevant at the end of the year. Outside of his spectacular highlight-worthy play, it makes sense to want for Nike to market him in every single possible way they can, which is probably why this is the first time I've ever seen a Rookie of the Year t-shirt. But that's what Victor Wembanyama means to the future of this league. Like, we're seeing a passing of the torch in a sense with, LeBron, KD, and Steph all being knocked out of the playoffs in the first round with one win between them all. And the other big names that you would think of, Nikola Jokic doesn't want to be the face of a league, and it's not in him to carry this league forward the way that LeBron has for all these years. We're finding out that Anthony Edwards maybe possibly could be a face of the league that was unforeseen even just last year or the year before. He is pushing himself into that category. Ja Morant, there was a lot about his future and how important he could have been, but these last couple of years with the injuries and the incidents with the gunplay, like those are things that it looks like have kind of pushed him off into the periphery unless he gets back out on the floor and starts to prove it on the floor again the way he did prior. But that next group, that they want Wemby. And I feel like they need Wemby to kind of get his way into this postseason era, because we're seeing all these new young faces. We're seeing the Luka Doncic's now in the second round, the Jalen Brunsons, the passing of the torch, if you will, from the Jimmy Butlers to the Tyrese Halliburtons, these other stars. But Wemby's star power is so much more than everybody I've mentioned to this point. I mean, we're talking about a possible 3 out of 4 MVP trophies for Nikola Jokic, and the dude is just on a milk carton in terms of visibility throughout the league. Wemby is that grandiose persona that the league really wants to attach itself to, the same way it did LeBron James for the last decade. Remember the vacuum there was after Jordan finally retired until that next group finally kind of took the torch. Like, there was after Jordan in 96, there was is it going to be AI? Is it going to be Carmelo? Duncan didn't want to be the face of a league, and it ended up kind of being Kobe Bryant. We found out, and LeBron James himself to that conversation in that category, and it's taken us this far. LeBron's on his way out. Steph is older. Kevin Durant is 35. They need a young, talented, up-and-coming, future supernova of a star to attach themselves to. And I think Victor Wembanyama is that guy. And he will help carry the future of this league for the next 10, 15 years, however long he manages to stay. But he is doing things on the court that nobody's ever seen, and everybody wants to watch. The NBA released their reports of how many social media following. His highlights were some of the most watched on X or YouTube. in NBA history. I mean, he was doing numbers that haven't been seen, and Adam Silver is very aware that that is a market that matters because of how the younger demographic and generation ingests the league nowadays. A lot of it, they're not sitting down in front of a TV and watching the entirety of a game. They're watching highlights, they're watching clips, they're watching reels, they're watching posts on X. And Victor Wembanyama makes that very easy to do, as does Anthony Edwards. His blocks, his dunks, the one where he basically broke his finger throwing it down on someone was just otherworldly because he comes down with such a force because he is so high off the ground and lands on his shoulder. And there is, I know AJ talked about concerns of health for Wemby, but the way that Ant plays and some of the falls he takes because of the intensity that he plays with, especially on both ends of the court, whether it's going up for a block at the rim or going to yam it on somebody at the rim, he comes down in some scary fashions that longevity is something that you should worry about with the style in which Anthony Edwards plays, just in terms of his all-out nature. But that's what you love about his style of play, is that he does put everything out there for you. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. We got some games going on right now, and coming up tonight, we'll see if the Timberwolves can steal 2 in Denver and take this thing back to Minnesota. And Knicks, Pacers. Could this be a series that is going to be low-key a lot better than any of us expected in the second round? That's coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, round 2 of the playoffs begin. Pacers, Knicks, T-Wolves, Nuggets. We'll catch you up.
And as teams fall out of the playoffs, players want to get away from those losers. Where can they go? How do they fit? Maybe with the Spurs? We'll talk about it tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here, but I'm your number one customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our number one customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it. When you're rolling Charmin, don't you knock on the party. This is supposed to roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. My grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushion at the face, so our chicks feel fine. Everybody wanna touch the sky. Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Sherman.
This Entertainment Insider is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Actor Eddie Redmayne says audiences will be in awe of the new revival of Cabaret.
You get taken into these cavernous bars and you pass performers, musicians, with the idea being that once you enter the theatre, the space we're in now, the theatre proper, you have genuinely left all your troubles outside.
Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with Life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Let's get wild.
Tomorrow morning at 6, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Check them out on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. I appreciate everybody for riding along with me tonight as we take a look at what's going on in the NBA currently. Right now, just one game going on, second round series between the Knicks and the Pacers from Madison Square Garden. Knicks currently leading that 19-15, still in the first quarter of that game on TNT. This series could end up being really, really, really good. A lot better than a lot of people expected, because you've got two of the up-and-comers in this league with Jalen Brunson, and the fact that he is doing things right now that a lot of people just didn't expect from him coming out of Villanova when he was with the Mavericks even. They knew there was good scoring potential there, but being a guy that could really carry the load for a team, that was not seen in Jalen Brunson's future. Same way it really wasn't with James Harden when he was coming out of Oklahoma City. Could he be the face of a franchise? And Jalen has done it. He has found a way to score at will. But another one of those.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Jim Basquil. They are underway. Game 1, Eastern Conference Semis. Pacers and Knicks from Madison Square Garden, New York leads at 21-15 in the opening quarter. Just under 3 minutes to go. This team was ousted by New York in 6, promising plenty of changes around Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, while Pat Riley and the Heat not certain regarding an extension for Jimmy Butler. Western Conference Semis Game 2 tonight. Wolves and the defending champion Nuggets. Again, Rudy Gobert questionable after his partner delivered a baby boy this morning. Minnesota leads the series after getting 43 from Ant-Man in the opener. The line has the Nuggets as 6.5-point favorites with no Gobert. Minnesota 5-0 against the spread this postseason, riding that 5-game playoff win streak. Brian Windhorst on how Edwards has played second to none.
Playing better, maybe not. I mean, Brunson is probably had the best
playoffs so far.
Okay.
But Ant is right there. Jokic is right there. And the thing about Ant is that he plays both ends of the court. They are the number one defensive team, partially because Ant works hard on that end. He is 6'4" with extremely long arms and works his tail off on offense. On defense, does the whole thing with a smile. Is not afraid of big shots. Explosive player. This is a guy that is exciting as a player as we've seen in the coming into the NBA in a while, and definitely is the future face of the league.
Another exciting one for this league. Victor Wembanyama, the unanimous Rookie of the Year, 6th time that's happened league-wide. And the Bruins and Panthers, Sunrise, Florida, getting underway here at the top of the hour.
Hey, it's Greeny, and on Tuesday morning, we're looking back on an unbelievably good night in the NBA playoffs. One series getting underway, another taking a massive step forward in Game 2. This is the place to talk about it all. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The Foo Fighters formed 30 years ago this year. That was my era. And yet what's funny about it is I can't even name a single Foo Fighters song, I got to be honest with you. But I know them.
You don't know Learn to Fly?
Can you sing it?
Oh, my God.
Ringing a bell. I'm sure that I know them. I know who the Foo Fighters are, of course, but man, I could not, in my mind, I cannot think of one. I cannot think of what those songs that you just named sound like. The only thing I could tell you about the Foo Fighters is Dave Grohl and that they came out of Seattle. Like, those are the things that I knew about the Foo Fighters.
From Miami, Florida, to Dallas, Texas. To you. This is Amber and Ian on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80.
Is that you shaking your head at me, Jonathan Zaslow, in disgust? Because I don't
disgust.
remember the Foo Fighters?
Well, first of all, it's not the Foo Fighters. It's Foo Fighters.
Really?
Yeah. You wouldn't call them
if I'm
the
using
Pearl
it as a
Jam.
sentence. Well, if I'm using, I would know.
I'm listening
that,
to the
because
Metallica.
I know Pearl Jam, and I know Pearl Jam's music.